move on to the last segment of this video. I ask people for questions. Zachary, who I mentioned earlier, asks, what instrument do you want to learn? I really want to learn the guitar, but I tried 3 times in my life. I failed each time. I'm really not patient, and I don't really get it. In the piano, you go to the right, it goes higher. You go to the left, it goes lower. On the piano, on the guitar, it's nothing like this. And it's so frustrating, and I'm not patient at all. There's no immediate success on the guitar, so I always quit after 3 or 4 weeks. But that's an instrument I would really like to play, but I failed. Thank you for reminding me, Zachary. I can really hear Zachary right now saying, "You're welcome. Glad I can help." Because he's always like this. Cody asks, what is the reason you started YouTube? I kind of explained it earlier in this video. I started, well, I made the account because I wanted to subscribe to people that I found, mostly musicians, that I found on YouTube. So I made a channel so I can subscribe to them. And I started to make my own videos and my own content because I lost my job, had a lot of time suddenly, nothing really to do. And I was making my music and I was like, but why don't you just record and post it on YouTube? Beginning it was like really low quality. I couldn't connect my piano to my recording software. I didn't even have a recording software at this time. I only had this iPod Nano to phone with, but that's how it started. Dylan asks, are you planning to visit the USA anytime soon again and film more vlogs? Yes, but soon is relative. I would really like to go back to the United States next year, but it involves a lot of planning and a lot of costs that I cannot calculate right now. So I hope to be back in the United States, maybe this time the East Coast area, because this year I was at the West Coast. And then, of course, I will make everyday vlogs again. Ken asks, after 10 years on YouTube, what is the favorite videos of yours? So my favorite videos of my videos is usually always the latest video that I upload, because I'm still kind of excited for the video and I can't wait for the reactions, the comments that I get. So usually the latest video is always my favorite, but there are some videos that are like my all-time, not really all-time favorite, but that I think back sometimes. One is Let's Be Kids Again, that I mentioned earlier, because it is a special video for me. And so is What a Wonderful World, where I carried around my piano for a whole day, going to different locations, playing in the middle of a field, and just play. Well, not really play, but record a video. And In My Life, a clone cover version of the Beatles song In My Life, because it will always remind me of Randy/Andrew, who passed away, because that was one of his favorite videos that I made. And of course, my favorite videos are all Night in America vlogs, because it's such a good memory. For me, it's still so much fun to watch them every now and then. Probably not so interesting for you, but for me it is. One of my favorite videos on my channel actually is Creep, because I don't know if you remember it, Ken. When I recorded this video, you were sitting in my kitchen and you were Skyping met. And I was kind of down, which was good for the song, and I recorded this in one take, and when I can literally hear that I was down when I listen to the song now. So that's still one of my favorite videos. One of the quickest videos I've ever made, but yes, it still is one of my favorite videos. Ken also asks, which is your most popular video? Well, when it comes to views, I will not tell you the most popular. I will give you a top 10. So on number 10, with 11.5 thousand views, is my piano cover of Aftertaste by Shawn Mendes. Number 9, 14,300 views, Defined piano cover karaoke version. Number 8, with 14,500 views, Defined piano cover. So on 9 is the karaoke version. On 8, the normal piano cover, only 200 views apart. 14.3, 14.5k views, both from cover from a song by Ronan Park. Number 7, 19.4 thousand views, Piano Lullaby. That's my 45-minute piano lullaby, and it's my most viewed original video, by far, really. Number 6, with 21,600 views, Irgendwie, Irgendwo, Irgendwann. It's a German song and a cover of a song by Nena. Number 5, 33,600 views, my piano cover of Rude by Magic. Number 4, with 37,100 views, All of Me by John Legend, well, my piano cover. Number 3, 62,100 views, my piano cover of Happy Little Pill by Troye Sivan, who I mentioned earlier, the guy who sent me the CD. Number 2, 67,400 views, Forever Young piano cover by Bob Dylan. And now, number 1, my most viewed video of all times, with 171,000 views, Stitches by Shawn Mendes piano cover. And this is actually one video that was requested, or a song that was requested by Abdul. The reason why I got so many views is that he requested this song when it was not really popular, and Shawn Mendes was not really popular. They didn't play Shawn Mendes on the radio at that time. Now they do. So I was pretty early in covering this song, and that's why a lot of people searched for it and found probably only my video. And I got like 100,000 views in a couple of months, and now after 2 years, there's 171,000 views and still going. So that's my most viewed, and you could say my most popular video. He also asks, which was the hardest to make? Again, Let's Be Kids Again, because I'm kind of social awkward, and for me it was so hard to go out in public and film a video in public, and I went to a different country to film it. I went to Luxembourg. And I didn't go to some public place, no, I went into the city center and recorded a music video for my song Let's Be Kids Again. And this was so hard to do, to overcome my fear of being, of acting in public with people watching me and sometimes reacting to what I did, sometimes not reacting to what I did, which sometimes is even funnier when they just completely ignore me, making a fool out of myself. So yeah, that was one of the hardest videos I ever made. And technically one of the hardest, or the hardest, was the video Home, for my original song Home, because it's kind of animation. It's not really animation, but I had to draw a little bit and put graphics together and like let them move around and according to the music and to the lyrics. And it took 2 or 3 days to actually edit this video. So this was the hardest video to make. Caden asks, if you could visit any country in the world, where would it be and why? Okay, when I was a kid or a teenager, I had what you would call a bucket list with 3 things to do. 2 things I've done already. So one was I wanted to do skydiving at least once in my life. I did it successfully. I wanted to run a marathon once in my life. I did it successfully. And so I did the skydiving thing in 1996, 21 years ago. I ran the marathon in 2004. And the third thing on my bucket list when I was a teenager was going to Australia. So this answers your question, Caden. It has always been my dream to go to Australia. Maybe I chose Australia because it's like the most impossible location I will ever go to. Because it's like so far away, it's so expensive. Even the flight is more expensive than my whole trip to the United States was. I know what you say. I can hear you, Ken. I hear you, Ken. So hold your horses. So yeah, Australia is my dream country to go to. And maybe someday it will happen. But it's very unlikely. It's very unlikely. So the next country I am planning to go to is either France or England again, because it's pretty close to Germany, so that's easy. United States is something I plan for next year again. Yeah, and Australia is something on my bucket list. Mason asks, what inspired you to play the piano? So that's a very good question. Everything related to music in my life was inspired by my dad. He was the musician in our family. He had a great voice. He was in 3 different choirs. And he was, at least in our local area, he was well known for his voice and for his singing, for his music activities. And everything he did musically inspired me to make music. That's why I started to play the piano. When I grew up, I listened to a lot of classic music because that's what he was into. And I still love classic music, at least some of it. And yeah, his passion for music, and that's what inspired me. That's what I wanted to achieve. So he was not like, he played the piano, but he was more a guitar player, which I just cannot play. I'm sorry. I have his guitar now, over there. I have his guitar. When he passed away, I got his guitar and his banjo. I just cannot play them. So just a minute here, while I was editing the video, I got another question on Snapchat from Michael, and he asked how old I was when I started to play the piano, and how often and how long I practice. Thank you for the questions, Michael, and I was 12 years old when I started to play the piano. I had piano lessons for about 1 year, and then I quit, mostly because I'm not really patient. And after a year, when it became a chore, I stopped. But I never stopped playing the piano. So after that, I just played whatever I wanted to play. And I never really played sheet music anymore. That's why now I'm not good at all at reading sheet music, and I just try to figure out something by ear, or I Google the chords and try to make an arrangement and try to sing along to what I come up with. So how long I practice? When I had lessons, I practiced 30 minutes a day, which is like really the minimum that you should do. I would suggest 1 hour or more every day. And nowadays, I don't really practice at all. And I don't really play the piano that often because I don't really have the time during weekdays or work days. And at the weekend, I play maybe 2 or 3 hours, usually because I want to record a video and I try to figure out chords, try to figure out the arrangement. You could call that practice, but yeah, that's maybe like 2 or 3 hours every weekend for a video. Or I just play something that I already know just to relax. Again, for maybe 1 hour, that's it every week. So it's not that much actually. So thanks, Michael, for the question, and back to the video. Jay asks, how have you changed since you started on YouTube? That's the most difficult question I got. Because if you mean how did I change, like making the videos, that's easy to answer, but I don't think you mean this. Because the equipment that I got has changed. And I got better at editing, I got better at recording. And sometimes I actually put effort into it. So that's how I changed making videos. But how I personally changed, my life is 100% different now than it was 10 years ago. I had a different job, I had different friends. To be honest, none of my friends here, none of the people I know here know about my YouTube channel. My family does not know about my YouTube channel. It's nothing I share with people here. It's only online. And I guess maybe Ken can answer this, but I think personally I'm a different person than I am on YouTube. But not in a bad way, like just different. Because you don't really see me like this, like talking on my regular videos. You see me playing the piano, and that's a big part of me. But how I changed? Completely. 10 years, and I guess every one of you will change completely in the next 10 years, and so will I. She also asks, what is a song you hope to cover in the near future? Okay, so I talked about the collab videos earlier. So I got a request from one of my favorite singers on YouTube that I have subscribed to. I have been subscribed to him for 7 or 8 years. I think more like 8 years. I think I subscribed to him even before I made my first video. His name is Eric, and his YouTube channel is Smooth Velvet Singer, which is the best description for his voice, actually, Smooth Velvet Singer. And he asked me if we could collab on a song called Zest Turn Blue. It's a song I've never heard before, but I listened to it. It's a good song, and yeah, I haven't really started yet, but I have to figure out the arrangement for the piano, and he can sing to it. And this is a song that I hope to cover in the near future. She also asks, what advice would you give to someone starting a channel for singing or music? So my advice would be what I would say to everyone who wants to start a YouTube channel, not only singing or music. Always do what you love to do. Don't do anything that you think people expect you to do. I did some songs because they were requested, but I only did them because I liked them too. I got a request, I listened to the song, I liked it, I covered it. Don't do something you don't really like on YouTube, because people will know. People will notice that you're not really into the thing you do. I will finish this video and this question with a variation of something that John Lennon once said and put it into the YouTube thing. If you always stay true to yourself, you might not get the most subscribers, but you will get the right ones. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always been watching in the past 10 years. And I hope some of you will keep watching in the future. Goodbye.